Series on ESPN presented by T-Mobile. It's game one of the Northwest Regional here in San Bernardino, California, as we are set for Washington and Oregon, Sammamish and Lake Oswego here at Al Houghton Stadium. Eric Rothman here with you, and happy to be here all week for this 6-team regional tournament with 6 state champions making their way to Southern California to represent their states and their little leagues. Eagle, Idaho, Billings, Montana, Lake Oswego, Sammamish, Washington, Cody, Wyoming, and unfortunately Eagle River, Alaska, the 6th participant, disqualified yesterday with a positive COVID test, so we are down to 5 teams here this week, and we'll take a look at the format for this tournament. 5 teams, the modified double elimination format. These kids are ages 10 to 12 years old. They'll play 6-inning games. Field here is about 225 feet all the way around, and there are minimum play requirements that make sure every single player gets a chance to experience this game on the field. Eli Jones, Logan Roush, and Kellen Kinney lead things off for Washington. Sanath Chari, James Ort III, Sula Tian, Ryder Oswalt, Walter Steinbach, and the catcher Jackson Wheeler round things off for head coach Chris Kelly. On the mound for Lake Oswego, the boys from Oregon, is Ben Robertson. They call him Base Hit Benny, but he will be on the mound today, leading things off for Lake Oswego. Says his favorite flavor of Gatorade is berry. So you can call him Base Hit Benny, call him Berry Benny, whatever you want, as he tries to get the job done today for manager Rich Todd. And so I mentioned Alaska being disqualified, unfortunately, with that positive COVID test. That actually makes this game way more important, because the winner here was supposed to advance to play Alaska tomorrow. And with Alaska being out, it's an automatic trip to the semifinals for the winner of this game. And this year, the Little League World Series is taking 2 representatives from each of the regional tournaments to make it to Williamsport, PA. And so the winner here is already 1 step closer by making it to the semifinals with a win today, as Eli Jones starts things off with a line drive base hit into center field, and that is exactly how Oregon wanted to get things started. Excuse me, Washington, I should say. Eli Jones, the pitcher, leading things off for this Washington team from Sammamish, Washington, just outside of Seattle. Great place if you're outdoorsy, fishing, boating, water sports on Lake Sammamish. Logan Roush takes that pitch in the dirt. Eli Jones goes and steals second easily. Defensively for Oregon, Robertson on the mound. Ethan Euchre is behind the dish. Beckett Hare at third. Crew Corey at short. Cole Sturgeon at second base. Chase Kelly at first. Left to right in the outfield, Ezra Carlston, Luke Smith, and Ellis Bain. That's a one-hopper to the second baseman, Cole Sturgeon, for out number 1, as Eli Jones advances to third.
The batter, number 8, Kellen Kinney.
Brings up the shortstop, Kellen Kinney, in the 3 spot. Kinney's got some power, 3 consecutive home runs in a single game in the state tournament. Big part of the reason why this team from East Lake Little League is here this week. Pop fly in right field. Ellis Bain is under it. The runner from third goes. The throw is cut off, and that is the first run of the game. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Kellen Kinney. Plates Eli Jones, and it's 1-0 Washington.
The batter, number 00, Sanath.
Brings up the cleanup hitter, Sanath Chari. Big power lefty. We expect to see him pitch at points during this tournament. have the conversation, the umpiring crew and the coaching staff of Lake Oswego. This is an all-volunteer umpiring crew. Plate umpire is Brian Riley. Second base umpire Aaron Schreier. First base Dave Miller, and Dwayne Cave is the third base umpire. Robertson dealing out of the stretch to Sanath Chari. This Washington team actually got some advice not too long ago from Robert Hartman, and Robert Hartman was here a week and a half ago as one of the coaches for the Washington softball team that represented that state here in the Little League Softball World Series. And he spoke to the Washington baseball squad about their experience here a week and a half ago. It was a great tournament, sending two teams to Greenville, North Carolina for the Little League Softball World Series. Chopper up the middle. Crew Corey has it. Good throw, and the inning's over. Washington scores one, and we move to the bottom of the first. Oregon, first chance up at the plate.
For Washington, top of the first, 1 run on 1 hit, no runners left on base. Pitch count for Oregon pitcher Ben Robertson, 7 pitches. Let's set the defense for Washington here in the bottom of the first inning. Playing right field, number 3, James Ork III. The center fielder, number 42, Logan Rouse. Over in left field, number 51, Tula Kian. The third baseman is number 22, Ryder Oswald. At shortstop, number 8, Kellen Kinney.
Double elimination tournament until you get to the finals of this Northwest Regional. The remaining two teams compete in a single elimination game. The records from Phase 1 do not carry over to Phase 2, so there's no if necessary game. The finals is the finals, but as we said earlier, there are two teams advancing, so you make that final game, you are headed to Williamsport. Lake Oswego, Oregon. The team here representing their state, Ellis Bain, Chase Kelly, Ben Robertson lead things off. Ethan Euchre, the catcher, followed by Crew Corey and Luke Smith. Ezra Carlston, Beckett Hare, and Cole Sturgeon, the second baseman. The starting 9 for Oregon. Eli Jones is on the mound, right-hander, 12 years old. Wants to be a Major League Baseball pitcher when he grows up. And talking to manager Rich Todd for Washington, he said, I've been coaching 22 years. I have never seen an athlete at this age quite like Eli Jones. He can do it all. That one goes through the wickets of catcher Jackson Wheeler to the batter Ellis Bain. Defensively behind Eli Jones. Wheeler behind the dish. Ryder Oswalt at third. Kellen Kinney at short. Walker Steinbach at second. Sanath Chari at first. In the outfield left to right, Sula Tion. Center field, Logan Roush. And James Ort III is in right field. Now, Ellis Bain, who's the youngest player on this Oregon team, takes a strike, 1-1. Just turned 11. You can be 10 years old to participate in the Little League World Series, but the Oregon team skews a little bit older towards the 12-year-olds. 2-1 to count on Ellis Bain. Washington plating a run in the top of the first inning. That ball in the dirt, and a walk to lead things off. Ellis Bain is on first for Oregon. Not only is Oregon playing for a win here and to make it to Williamsport, but they're also playing for the Quacktastic Trophy that sits in the dugout. It's a trophy of a duck that one of the players found and is given out every single game to the player that embodies the core values of the Lake Oswego Little League team. And those core values, competitiveness, positivity, and perseverance. Oregon down one with a runner on first, nobody out for Chase Kelly. Shows bunt, foul ball. Chase Kelly described as a coach on the field. And one of the players here that has an IQ for baseball a little bit further than his age may suggest. Behind in the count here, 0-2. Smartly takes that ball up in the zone, 1-2. And weirdly enough, Chase, for as smart as he is, he's afraid of butterflies. I don't know if I've met anybody afraid of butterflies before. And I'm assuming that's butterflies, the flappy wing version, rather than the kind you get in your stomach before a big game. Breaking ball as Kelly takes that one off the ankle, doesn't feel good. 1-2 count on Kelly. Ellis Bain drew the walk. He's standing at first base. Eli Jones delivers. Puts a beat on that one, but it's through the legs of Wheeler and a stolen base for Ellis Bain. If you're a runner, you have to wait until the pitch leaves the hand of the pitcher to steal a bag, so good jump by Ellis Bain. As Chase Kelly stays alive, 2-2. The pitcher, Ben Robertson, in the on-deck circle. Jones delivers. A breaking ball misses on the outside corner, 3-2. Full count pitch, catches the outside corner this time. Strike three called by home plate umpire Brian Riley, and there's one away.
The batter, number 71, Ben Robertson.
Heat from Eli Jones to punch out Chase Kelly. So runner in scoring position and one out here for Ben Robertson, the pitcher. Trying to get back the one run he gave up in the top of the first inning, and that was off the bat of Eli Jones, his nemesis who stands on the mound now. 5'6", 12-year-old Ben Robertson. Base hit Benny, they call him. Chops that one foul down the third baseline, quickly down 0-2. Not only is Robertson the starting pitcher today, but Coach Chris Kelly says he's the biggest trash talker on the team. So we'll see if he puts his bat on the ball here, if he has some words for his team in the dugout. 0-2, up and in. Not only a border war between Washington and Oregon, but both of these teams come from lake towns. As that one is popped into right field. Going back is James Ort III to make the play. Tagging at second is Ellis Bain. He's on to third, and there's two away.
The batter, number 12, Ethan Uger.
Lake Sammamish, right outside of Seattle and Washington, and Lake Oswego, just outside of Portland in Oregon. Two outs, one on for Ethan Uger, the catcher for this Oregon team, who insists, no, I am not related to Bob Uecker. Stop asking me. Soft grounder to the right side. Steinbach has it, flips it on to first for out number 3. As Oregon strands one, they trail by one. We head to the top of the second here in San Bernardino.
For Oregon, bottom of the first inning, no runs on no hits, one runner left on base. Pitch count for Eli Jones, 19-1-9.
A lively but limited crowd here at Al Houghton Stadium this week for the Northwest Regional of the Little League Baseball World Series. 250 tickets to each of the teams, family and friends to be able to watch and take in this great tournament. We wish that it was a full capacity, but maybe next year. And I know that we can get up to a few thousand in here at Al Houghton Stadium, as you see the manager for Washington, Rich Todd, trotting back over to third base to assume his duties as his team comes up to the plate here in the top of the second. You can't see it quite under his hat, but his hair is dyed bright blue in support of his team this week. James Ort III, the right fielder, leads things off. Washington up 1-0. Pitch misses up and away, 1-0. 12-year-old Ort, also a avid hockey player. Heading to count 2-0 here. Now, Washington is a team that has battled through adversity to get here to the Little League World Series Regional. They almost didn't make it out of the district tournament, let alone their state tournament. That one fouled off 2-1. They had to win 3 games in a row in the losers bracket of their district tournament just to make it to the state tournament. They won that, and now here they are with a chance of the win today, again with Alaska being disqualified, unfortunately, because of that COVID-positive test yesterday. The winner here advancing to the semifinals. Foul tip, strike 2. And boy, were these Washington kids excited talking to manager Rich Todd yesterday. They all played travel ball. They're used to traveling, playing with their select teams and their AAU teams, but this is their first chance to travel as a Little League team. And boy, they were just so amped up. And Coach Todd saying, you know, it's like going to camp. Some parents able to travel, some not, so you're away from home, you're with your buddies. Here's the 3-2. Ort slaps it down the third baseline, backhanded by Hare. Good throw across the diamond for out number 1. Nifty play by Beckett Hare at the hot corner. Look at the hair on Beckett. Rocking the mullet this week. Swing and a miss to Sula Tian. This is a well-hit ball to the opposite side of the field. Two-hopper as Beckett Hare, the backhander. Good throw. 1 away. Swing and a miss. Tian is down 0-2. Robertson has settled in here. Likes Grumpy Cat, that's his favorite meme. Called third strike on the outside corner. 3 pitches, all strikes. The right arm of Ben Robertson, 2 away. Right where Ethan Euchre was set up on the outside corner. Couldn't have placed it any better if he walked up there. First strikeout for Robertson. That brings up Ryder Oswalt. Nobody on and 2 outs here in the top of the second. One hit, 1 run for Washington in the top of the first. The only score so far. We'll play 6 innings in regulation games here at the Little League World Series. We'll play a regular 7th inning, normal 7th inning, I should say, if the game were to go to extra innings. And then if you get to the 8th, you start a runner on second base like the major leagues do nowadays. Two and one to the third baseman, Ryder Oswalt. That was a leadoff single for Eli Jones in the top of the first inning for Washington, but since then, Ben Robertson has retired 5 in a row. Swing and a miss. 2-2, and Robertson looks to make it 6 in a row. Retire the side in order if you can get Ryder Oswalt here. The 2-2. Pop fly down the right field line. Shading over is Ellis Bain to make the play. 3 up, 3 down. Good inning for Ben Robertson. Move to the bottom of the second. Oregon coming up trailing 1-0.
For Washington, top of the second inning, no runs on no hits, no one left on base. Pitch count for Ben Robertson, 21-2-1.
A couple of the other teams checking out the action here at Al Houghton Stadium. That is the Arizona team staying after their win in game number 1 of the West Regional that happened earlier today. And you see Chris Kelly, the Oregon head coach. It's quite an accomplished Oregon coaching staff. The third base coach, Tony Sturgeon, actually represented Oregon here at the Little League World Series Regional 35 years ago. And now his son Cole doing the same in 2021. 2-1 count on Crew Corey, the shortstop, leading things off here in the bottom of the second for Oregon. Luke Smith, Ezra Carlston follow him. 2-1 from Jones. Chopper over Jones's head. Steinbach to go a long way to make that play at second base. A good job by Walker Steinbach to get out number 1. It's over the head on the first hop of Jones and then takes a weird kick that Steinbach kind of had to stab at with the glove. Good reaction time for Walker Steinbach.
Your attention please for Oregon.
And we have a pitch hitter already for Oregon before Luke Smith gets a chance to bat in his spot in the lineup. It will be Nathan Cook taking over. And again, mandatory play requirements that make sure every player gets into the game offensively and defensively. Those requirements vary depending on how many players you have on your roster. Nathan Cook getting in here early in inning number 2. 1-1. Cook, not only a great baseball player, but a good hockey player as well. He says his goal is to win the Little League World Series and then go play in the NHL, just like Chris Drury, who is now the New York Rangers general manager, but a pretty darn good hockey player in his day and also a Little League World Series champion. Drury not only winning the Little League World Series championship, but I believe part of the Team USA Olympic gold medal team a few years ago. Two-two. Good changeup. Drop third strike though. The throw down to first. Got him. Good recovery by Jackson Wheeler to get Nathan Cook, who was barreling down the first base line. 2 strikeouts now for Eli Jones, and there's 2 away. And another pitch hitter. It will be Jackson Kaler batting instead of Ezra Carlston in the 7th spot for Oregon.
27, Ezra Carlston, and now batting number 28, Jackson Kaler.
So Kaler stands in. Oregon down 1-0, nobody on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd. First pitch from Jones in the dirt. Kaler's special talent, he can recite all 50 states alphabetically in 30 seconds. I guess once you know, then you know. He's down in the count, up in the count, 2-0 now. Takes a call, strike, 2-1. Eli Jones dealing. He's not given up a hit yet. As that one smacked foul into the bleachers. And Jones, not only a star baseball player, but a star football player as well, as a running back for the local football team. Breaking ball misses low and in. It's a 3-2 count for the pitch hitter, Jackson Kaler. Ball 4. Second walk issued today by Eli Jones. And the second base runner for Oregon.
The batter, number 40, Beckett Hare.
So Beckett Hare, the third baseman who made that great defensive play in the top half of the inning, now up with 2 outs and a runner on first. His first plate appearance in this game, and a called strike on the fastball from Eli Jones. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, 0-2. Beckett says his favorite movie is The Sandlot. He's been quoting it since he was 2 years old. As soon as he could learn how to talk, he was watching The Sandlot. Strike 3 call, catches the inside corner. And Eli Jones gets his third punch out. No runs scored for Oregon. We head to the 3rd inning.
For Oregon, bottom of the 2nd inning, no runs, no hits, 1 runner left on base. Pitch count for Eli Jones, 37, 3-7. We'll keep a track of the pitch count for all the pitchers in this tournament because there is pitching eligibility requirements. You can't throw more than 85 pitches in a game. If you throw more than 66, you're off for 4 days. 51 to 65 pitches, 3 days rest. So in a tournament that only spans a week, or less than a week, I should say, the pitch counts for these teams are going to be extremely important. And the coaches will be monitoring those as they are announced here after every single inning over the public address system. Let coaches and fans know how many pitches have been thrown. You see there in the top left of your screen, in the next to the letter P, 22 so far has been thrown from Ben Robertson.
Top of the third here, Washington up to the plate. Up 1-0. Walker Steinbach leading things off, the second baseman. Likes to eat sushi. I'm sure you get good sushi there in Washington. Two and one the count to Steinbach. Shows bunt, pops it up, foul, and now to play. So Washington trying to get some offense going. They got the hit from the leadoff batter in inning number 1, Eli Jones. They have not gotten a hit off Robertson since. Coach Rich Todd saying, listen, pitching and fielding is our strong suit. Sometimes we struggle to hit a little bit. We've got a 1-0 lead here despite only having one hit. As Steinbach, 3-2 count on him in the top of the third. Ground ball. Fielded by Chase Kelly. As he tags first, he stumbled, lost the ball, got it back to make the out, one away. Catch all the excitement from the Little League Baseball and Softball World Series tournaments and visit the first ever virtual fan zone experience. Visit littleleague.org/fanzone. Jackson Wheeler is the 9th batter in the Washington lineup. Up now with one out here in the top of the third. First pitch swinging and a line drive, base hit for Jackson Wheeler. Call him Action Jackson, and he gets the offense going here in inning number 3 for the boys from East Lake Little League. Up in the zone, chopped at it, and got the line drive base hit. So the leadoff batter in the lineup, Eli Jones, got a base hit. The 9th batter in the lineup got a base hit. Everybody in between was an out for Ben Robertson. Back-to-back hits as Eli Jones, as the aforementioned Eli Jones, his second hit of the game. Three hits for this Washington team. All three of them coming from the two guys that are on the base paths right now.
The batter, number 42,
Jackson Wheeler is at second, and Eli Jones on with the single at first for Logan Roush. Roush grounded out to the second baseman in the first inning. There's one away here. As his special talent is cooking. As his Washington team is cooking here in the top of the third. First pitch swinging, popped out of play. Chance from the dugout for Logan Roush. Little Logie. The 0-1. Down the right field line and fair ball. Base hit, and we have some confusion on the base paths. Jones is caught in no man's land. A run is going to score, and Jones is safe at third. Jackson Wheeler stopped when he was rounding third base. Eli Jones was already about 10 feet from the third base bag. Wheeler had no choice but to scamper home. And it's an RBI single for Logan Roush. So Wheeler makes a wide turn, then stops, and now realizes, oh, I gotta go. Because behind him, Eli Jones was already at the bag. So Jones at third, Roush at first. 3 hits in a row for the Washington team, and they lead it 2-0. Here's Kellen Kinney. A sacrifice RBI in the first inning. A fly ball that scored Eli Jones, and what do you know, Eli Jones standing at third base again for Kellen Kinney with one out. The 0-1. Make it 0-2. Foul ball off the leg of Kinney. Again, I mentioned it in the first inning, but worth a second mention is that Kinney has power. A 3-home run game in the state championship tournament for Kinney. So if he gets a hold of one, the wind here at Al Houghton Stadium is blowing a little bit in from right to left. So would have to muscle it out over the 225-foot fence. Down on the count 0-2 to Robertson. 1-2. Runner goes, and that's a late throw, a dangerous throw from Robertson, who hesitated after looking back Jones over there at third. And I don't know if he would have gotten rid of that instead of looking back Jones, he might have had a chance to get Roush. But it was that moment's hesitation. It was a late break by Roush. Runners at second and third. 1 out. A 2-2 count on Kinney. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Kinney waving at that pitch up in the zone. Second strikeout for Robertson, and there's 2 down. So Robertson trying to limit the damage, just giving up 1 run here in the third. 2 outs now, and Sanath Chari up for his second plate appearance. Grounded out in the first to end the first inning. First pitch swinging. Ground ball, base hit center field. 1 run will score. Here comes Roush around third, no throw. It's a 2 RBI single for Sanath Chari, and it's 4-0 Washington. Screamer up the middle for Chari. So Jones and Roush both score. 4th hit of the inning for the Washington offense. James Ort, the third, is up with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Or 4-0 Washington on top. Second time through the order. Paying dividends for the Washington team. Swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Big Sanath Chari standing over there at first with his 2 RBI single. Ort down to the count 0-2. And that one misses off the plate. Ort grounded out to lead off the second inning. 2-2 now. Not only is he James Ort the third, but he also wears number 3. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout ends the inning for Robertson, but not before Washington puts 3 more on the board. They lead it 4-0. We head to the bottom of the third.
For Washington, top of the third inning, there was 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 runner left on base. Pitch count for Ben Robertson, 42-4-2.
Some famous faces have had big dreams as Little Leaguers. How about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, six-time NBA champion? Klay Thompson actually played for the Lake Oswego, Oregon squad we're seeing here today. Dick Vitale, our Basketball Hall of Fame colleague, and Bill Belichick, who apparently is 137 years old and played Little League way back. Was that a Model T behind him? Surprised he wasn't able to play in a cutoff sweatshirt. So who will be the next famous face to come out of this year's Little League World Series? Washington and Oregon. In a duel here in the bottom of the third, it's Eli Jones back out on the mound to deal with Cole Sturgeon, the ninth batter in the lineup for the Oregon team. No hits, no runs yet for Oregon. They're down by 4. Sturgeon pulled back the bunt attempt, 1-1. Eric Rothman here with you at Al Houghton Stadium, San Bernardino, California, home of not only this Northwest Regional Tournament this week, but also the West Regional Tournament. And we were scheduled to have 6 teams here representing states from the Northwest, but unfortunately Alaska disqualified with the positive COVID test, so the winner of this Washington and Oregon game, because of that disqualification of Alaska, will be advancing straight to the semifinal. One-two pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Lake Oswego, a very long and illustrious history in the Little League ranks. Not only we talked about Klay Thompson, Kevin Love, also a member of the Oregon Little League squad. And actually the team this year for Oregon being helped out in the offseason by a guy named Cooper Hummel, who was a former Little League World Series player for Lake Oswego and now a member of the Diamondbacks organization. One out, Sturgeon flies out. There's Thompson, the 3-time NBA champion. And I mentioned Kevin Love. The Thompson brothers, also all very good baseball players. One of Klay Thompson's brother, of course, a Major League Baseball player, the Dodgers organization for a while. Ellis Bain, leadoff hitter for Oregon, up to the plate with 1 out. Walked to lead off the bottom of the first inning. It's Grill Master, gets on the grill, cook you up a nice steak. Shows bunt, pulls back, 2-0. Reading the bios and the questionnaires that these kids fill out prior to the tournament, you realize that a lot of them spent their quarantine learning how to cook and how to bake and now have signature dishes. And I'm sure mom and dad appreciate that in the kitchen. I think when I was 11 and 12 years old, I was maxing out at macaroni and cheese. That was about all I was able to muster in the kitchen. 3-0 the count to Bain. 3-1. Eli Jones has walked 2, struck out 3, has not given up a hit yet. Swing and a miss as Jones back in the count now. It's 3-2. A 3-2 pitch. Ground ball, right side. Chari reaches out and makes the play. I love that. Chari, you know, guys, I'm about 6 feet tall. I don't need to move my feet at all to make this play. Watch it. Watch the reach. Whoop. The Olay grab for Sula Chari. Excuse me, it's Sanath Chari over there at first. There's 2 down. And you see the difference when you have 10, 11, and 12-year-old kids. Sometimes the height discrepancies are different as well. As Chari at first, looking at it, he's about 6 feet tall, and then his teammate Walker Steinbach at second base, I would say not 6 feet tall. 2-1 the count to Chase Kelly, who struck out in his first plate appearance. Eli Jones dealing quickly. Foul tip, 2-2. 53 pitches now for Jones. This is where managers have to make a decision. Do you send him back out there for another inning after this one, or do you save him so you can use him later on in the tournament? 66 pitches is that threshold between 3 and 4 days of rest. 3-2 count here to Kelly. 2 outs, nobody on, the bottom of the third. Oregon still looking for their first hit of the game. Popped out of play. Back-to-back full counts worked by these Oregon batters against Jones. 8th pitch of this one to Chase Kelly. So good at-bats for the Oregon players, but just not able to get over the hump and find that first hit. The 3-2. Ball 4. Third walk issued in the game by Eli Jones. So now runner on first for Ben Robertson. Robertson popped out to right field in the first inning. Jones will work out of the full windup. First pitch swinging, ground ball past the pitcher. Shortstop has it on the first base, and Kellen Kinney makes the play over to Sanath Chari to end the inning. Still no hits for the Oregon squad. They trail 4-0, and we head to the top of the fourth here in San Bernardino.
Oregon, bottom of the third inning, no runs on no hits, 1 runner left on base. Pitch count for Eli Jones, 58, 5-8.
So before we start the fourth inning, both managers meeting with home plate umpire Brian Riley to go through the lineup cards to make sure that the mandatory play requirements are being met. And what are those mandatory play requirements, you ask? Well, here's your answer. The team has 13 or more players on their roster. Each player has to bat once. If they have 12 or fewer, each player must play 6 consecutive defensive outs and bat once. There are a few other ramifications as well, dealing with base runners and all of that, but those are really the 2 rules you need to know. And so far, Oregon has already had 2 pitch hitters, so they has, by my count, still have 2 players on their bench that need to get in for an at-bat. And so far, I don't believe Washington has made any substitutions yet, so we expect to see them, and look at that. Here we go to start the top of the fourth. Here's substitution number 1 as it will be J.J. Hamilton batting for Washington in place of Sula Tion. It's part of the strategy for these managers as well. Sometimes you see managers using those pitch hitters really early in the game, like we saw with Oregon in the second inning. They had pitch hitters for 2 guys who hadn't even had a first at-bat yet. And so Coach Chris Kelly opting to get those pitch hitters in early to get the starters back in quicker. And so now the flip side of that for Washington is the top of the 4th inning, you haven't used any of your substitutes. And so you're going to have to start getting those guys into the rotation. And that takes away at-bats from your starters later in the game. But regardless of if you do it early or late, the rule is in play because these teams are experiencing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here, and nobody deserves, or should, frankly, have to sit on the bench and watch their teammates participate while they don't get a chance. And so these mandatory play rules make certain that every player has an opportunity to get into these games, to experience this tournament, and as they should. 10, 11, and 12-year-olds, you're going to be telling your kids about this decades from now, and you want to have a memory of yourself on the field, not in the dugout. So I'm glad Little League has those rules in place. Northwest Regional, 6 teams: Eagle, Idaho; Billings, Montana; Lake Oswego, Oregon; Sammamish, Washington; Cody, Wyoming; and Eagle River, Alaska. Cody, Wyoming, 9,500 people in that town. But it's a big baseball town. They love their Little League in Cody, and we will see them later on. 2 games today to kick off the Northwest region. Washington and Oregon, game number 1, and then Idaho and Wyoming will be playing at 4 p.m. local time. And those 2 games are sandwiched in between an early and late game for the West region. So a 4-game slate here in San Bernardino. We are still having some discussions about the substitutions. And the only downside about the mandatory play requirements is that sometimes it does put a stop to play to make sure everything is done correctly. This game had been moving on quite briskly, and now stalled here before the top of the 4th inning. No yawning. There is no yawning here. Guessing the U on that hat was from Utah. And I'm sure these kids are glad to be here watching these games, because with the COVID protocols in place, really not allowed to leave the hotel unless you're coming to the stadium. Might as well get out and watch some baseball.
The top of the 4th for Washington, and entering the game for 51, Ian, and batting number 17.
So we're ready to go. J.J. Hamilton lead things off for Washington here in the top of the 4th. They lead it 4-0. And Robertson back out on the mound. 4th inning of work for him. First pitch swinging by Hamilton. Sturgeon has it on to first for out number 1. And we have another pitch hitter, Sawyer Todd.
Your attention, please. Entering the game for Washington
will get his first plate appearance in place of Ryder Oswalt.
is number 33, Sawyer Todd.
Todd ready to go, got the eye black on. Sawyer stands in. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0 from Robertson. 3-run third inning for this Washington offense against Robertson to make it a 4-0 game. Robertson's given up 4 runs, but the offense from his team hasn't helped him at all on the offensive side. No hits, no runs for Oregon through 3 innings. Robertson ahead in the count 1-2 to Sawyer Todd. They call Sawyer Mr. Shimmy. He's a pitcher. Let's see out of relief as he in a half swing at that one for strike number 3. Caught on the breaking ball. Strike number 3. And there's 2 away.
Your attention please for Washington. Batting for Steinbach, number 7, Harrison Militello.
Harrison Militello, our 3rd pitch hitter in a row for Washington here in the 4th. Militello batting for Walker Steinbach. Takes that pitch in the dirt. Big New England sports fan, Tom Brady, and J.D. Martinez, 2 of his sports idols. That one off the hands, foul ball, 1-1. And Militello says, hey, you like popular music, you like the up-to-date bands? No, not me. I'm a Beastie Boys kind of guy. Harrison Militello. Getting back in some 90s rap. Up in the count, 2-1. Two the count as Militello stays alive. Ben Robertson looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. Preserve that pitch count for another inning if he can get out of it. 52 pitches so far. Chopper, right side. Coming in is Sturgeon. 1-2-3 inning for Ben Robertson. We move to the bottom of the 4th. Oregon wants the bats to come alive.
For Washington, top of the 4th, no runs on no hits, no runners left on base. Pitch count for Ben Robertson, 15-3, 5-3. Attention please for Washington. Number 51, Shula Ian is returning to left field, re-entering and returning to left field. Number 22, right.
Series champion, the Louisiana team. Found out in 2019, you get to go to the White House, meet the president, get honored at the Mardi Gras parade, the governor's house, a banner that will last forever honoring your play. And oh, how about hanging out with Drew Brees? What kid from Louisiana doesn't want to do that? 2019, the team from the Southwest region, Louisiana. Will the winner this year in Williamsport come from the Northwest region? Washington and Oregon hope it's them. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning here in San Bernardino. Game number one of the 6-team Northwest Regional. Ethan Euchre takes a strike from Eli Jones. Euchre grounded out to end the first inning. Back up there for his second plate appearance. Hacks at that one, 1-2. Crew Corey and Luke Smith due up behind him. Euchre, an outstanding baseball player. He had heart surgery when he was 4 years old. Had to overcome that and is healthy and active and happy to be here, and just a little unhappy that he's 0 for 2 today. That brings up Crew Corey, the shortstop, also grounded out in his lone plate appearance. Crew is an accomplished musician. He's a pianist and a cello player in his spare time. Who knows, you could be a Little League World Series champion, then you could become the next Yo-Yo Ma. Crouched batting stance for Crew Corey. 1-1 the count as the corners are in, anticipating a bunt from Corey. Fastball misses up and in, 2-1. Oregon still looking for their first hit of the game. Corey ahead in the count, 3-1. They have had 3 base runners, all from walks. Maybe Corey will be the fourth here, up in the count, 3-1. Make it 3-2. Right down Broadway from Eli Jones. It's a full count. And 3-2 pitch. Up and in, and that is the fourth walk issued by Eli Jones. Aside from those 4 walks, it's been a pretty efficient day for Jones, and it looks like that day might be coming to an end. 3 1/3. No hits, no runs. 3 strikeouts and 4 walks. And it looks like Chris Kelly is making the change, talking to home plate umpire Brian Riley. Still talking it over. It looks like Sanath Chari is lingering. Big lefty who's been playing first base for this game. So Chari is going to head to the pitcher's mound. He'll warm up. Some defensive changes upcoming as well for Washington. We'll get it all figured out. Be back in a moment. So Eli Jones finishes his day on the pitching mound for Washington, shutting out the Oregon offense, not allowing a hit, not allowing a run in 3 1/3 inning. And he gives way to Sanath Chari, the big lefty on the mound, coming in relief. The runner on first here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 1 out for the Lake Oswego Oregon squad, still searching for their first hit of the game.
Moving to first base is number 3, James Orth III.
And Sanath typically likes to hug his puppy Hugo. I don't think Hugo traveled to San Bernardino. Maybe a FaceTime hug with Hugo.
The batter, number 5, Luke Smith.
Chari stands in from the stretch to deal with Luke Smith, making his first plate appearance in the 6th slot in the lineup for Oregon. Smith, who started the game in center field, was pitch hit for before he even got a chance to come up to the plate in the 2nd inning. Now stands in down 0-1 to Chari. Shows bunt. Offers at it, 0-2. Chari, they say his fastball can get up to 66 miles an hour. And he is tall as well. About 6 feet for the big 12-year-old. Not only does he have the fastball, but Coach Todd says he had a great changeup too, and describes Chari as being a well-refined baseball player. It's a breaking ball that misses up 2-2. Break even, swing and a miss. Chari starts out his day on the mound with a K. Luke Smith down on strikes for out number 2. And Ezra Carlston up to the plate. Double knot. There we go. See, that's why I'm a proponent of Velcro shoes. Don't have to worry about laces. Ezra Carlston, starting left fielder, his first plate appearance after being pitch hit for in the 2nd inning. A little stinger off the hands there. A bunt attempt. Shaking that one off. That is not fun. That is one of the drills you learn very early on, is don't expose those fingers if you're going to lay down the bunt. That's not a pleasant feeling. The 0-1. Carlston, speaking of fingers, has a green thumb and has his own garden at his house in Lake Oswego. Growing some fruits and veggies. 1-1 misses high, 2-1.
For Washington, moving to shortstop, number 1, Eli Jones. Moving to right field, number 42, Logan Roush.
Eli Jones, who is the pitcher, is now at shortstop defensively for
And moving to center field,
Washington.
number 8, Kellen Kinney.
Logan Roush moves to right field. Kellen Kinney to center. Strike called, 3-2. Chari stands in. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sanath Chari in his relief appearance. And yes, folks, that is 3 outs, Chari says 1, 2, 3. Oregon shut out once again. Down by 4.
bottom of the fourth, there was no runs on no hits, one runner left on base. Pitch count for Sanat Kari, 11 pitches. We have some defensive changes for Oregon. Now pitching number 53, Chase Kelly. And moving to first base, number 71, Dan Robertson.
No, Ben Robertson has picked up his first baseman's glove as his day on the mound is done for Oregon. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts for him as he gives way to former first baseman Chase Kelly as the lefty, number 53, is on the mound, dealing with this Washington lineup that will start with pitch hitter Bryce Eden. Excuse me, Price Eden, I should say. Eden batting for Jackson Wheeler in the 9 spot. Eli Jones and Logan Roush due up behind him. Top of the 5th, Washington up 4-0. Kelly working from the stretch. Swing and a miss. Chase Kelly, a big Baltimore Orioles fan, says one of his favorite players is Zach Britton. Swing and a miss there as Kelly. Great location here. The first batter he's faced. Kelly had the count 1-2 to Price Eden. That one misses low and away, 2-2. Chase, the son of manager Chris Kelly. 2-2 pitch, fouled off as Eden stays alive. One hit, 1 run in the first inning for Washington. 4 hits, 3 runs in the 3rd inning. Holding on to a 4-0 lead, a brilliant starting performance by Eli Jones on the mound for them. And then Sanath Chari came in to close out the 4th inning in relief. As Price Eden, the pitch hitter, has worked the count full. Three-two pitch in the dirt. So you can find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the official handles at Little League. Follow the action and join the conversation with hashtag LLWS. I believe that is exactly what those young ladies are doing right there, tweeting. First pitch swinging from Eli Jones. Runner on first, nobody out. Jones 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. They call him Dirt. He's gotten done dirt today. Also call him the Energizer Bunny. Plays all over the place. Pitcher, shortstop, one of the best athletes on the team. His mother, Tatiana, is Ukrainian. So Eli says that being half Ukrainian, he enjoys Ukrainian food. He's learned to cook a little bit. Down on the count 0-2 here. Fouls that one off. And being from the Seattle area, although be it a generation or 2 younger, he says his favorite baseball player is Ken Griffey Jr. Guys' highlights will last a lifetime. The 0-2. Fouled off again as Jones fights off the breaking ball. The Washington team from Sammamish also represented here at the regional in 2013. And some of the coaches from that 2013 team came to talk to this year's squad in anticipation of their trip to San Bernardino to give them the lowdown on what to expect. 1-2 to Jones. Misses up and away, 2-2. Bryce Eden, the runner at first. Nobody out, top of the fifth. Check swing, didn't matter. Strike three called. And Eli Jones retired on strikes. Got in on the hands. Great movement on the pitch from Chase Kelly. Burning the inside corner of the plate, and there's one away. Logan Roush is 1 for 2 with a single, an RBI, and a run scored. Corners in for Roush with a runner on first and one out here in the top of the fifth. Swing and a miss on a pitch well out of the zone. Not sure if that was a hit and run attempt or what, but Roush did not look too confident in taking that cut. Little Logie stands back in, down 0-1. Chopper, right side. Robertson on to second for the lead runner and out number 2. So Eden cut down at second base. Roush on it first with the fielder's choice, and Kellen Kinney stands in. Kinney, sac fly RBI in the first, struck out in the third. Wants to be an NFL quarterback when he grows up. Can't believe it's football season already. Hall of Fame game taking place this week. Got a lot of Seahawks fans on both of these teams, actually. Pacific Northwest represented. 2-0, swung on, fouled back, 2-1 to Kinney. It's a good mix of Seahawks fans, you got some 49ers fans. Everybody ready for the season to begin. Here's the 2-1. Misses out off the plate, 3-1. Kinney trying to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. Way ahead in the count, 3-1 here. Kelly deals. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued from Chase Kelly. And there's runners at first and second. And Sanath Chari, who came in relief in the last inning for Washington on the pitcher's mound, can help his cause here. As he stands in, the big lefty already with the 2 RBI single in his last plate appearance. 2 ducks on the pond here in the top of the fifth with 2 outs. First pitch swinging, a little nubber. Squirts to Hare over at third. Picks it up. Good throw over to Robertson for out number 3. Washington strands a pair. Oregon up in the bottom of 5, trailing 4-0.
Washington, top of the fifth. No runs on no hits. 2 runners left on base. Pitch count for Chase Kelly, 22-2-2. Your attention please for Washington re-entering the game and going back to catcher is number 11, Justin Wheeler. Your attention please for Oregon. Entering the game for Air. And now batting, leading off the...
We welcome you back to the Little League World Series on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. Eric Rothman here with you in San Bernardino, California, as we start the bottom of the 5th inning between Washington and Oregon. Washington on top 4-0 in the opening round game for these two teams. Sanath Chari back in, 2nd inning of work in relief. Oregon hitless through 4 full innings. Looking for some life as Beckett Hare leads things off for them. Excuse me, that is pitch hitter Kel Vandehee. Vandehee down 0-2. Vandehee, a diehard Angels fan. And I'm sure if there wasn't the quarantine in place at the team hotel, he would be trying to get down to Anaheim to see a game and see Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. But unfortunately, kind of have to stay put here for everybody's health and safety as Chari strikes him out. 3 strikeouts in a row for Sanath Chari. 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts. And that brings in Ryan Warhank, the pitch hitter. Batting for Cole Sturgeon in the 9 spot for Oregon. Warhank has some family history here in San Bernardino as well, and also in Williamsport. His uncle Dan played in the Little League World Series championship game in Williamsport back in 1991. Ryan would like to do the same here if the Oregon offense could get cooking. Again, the winner of this game advancing straight to the semifinals, with Alaska being disqualified due to the COVID positive test by one of the players yesterday. And what do you know, Sanath Chari once again ahead in the count, 0-2. Pitch misses up in the zone. One and two again as Sanath Chari is dealing for this Washington team. Head coach Rich Todd, we were talking about it earlier, dyeing the hair blue, and he got the idea. I mentioned the team from Washington in the softball tournament, also from the same area, and their coach Robert Hartman had dyed his hair green for that squad, and so Rich Todd says, you know what, it's a good idea. We'll go with the blue. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. 4 straight strikeouts for Sanath Chari. Sanath Chari is a problem, folks. 4 up, 4 down since coming in relief for Eli Jones. 4 straight Ks. And it's leadoff hitter Ellis Bain with nobody on and 2 outs. And the infield pulled in. Fastball. Misses 1-0. Bain walked and grounded out. Called strike 1-1. Ellis, big Portland Trailblazers fan. Damian Lillard. Here we go, Heat. Also a Toronto Blue Jays fan. Guess you got to find any baseball team you can. Down to count 1-2 here as nobody in the Oregon lineup has been able to touch Sanath Chari yet. Looking for his 5th strikeout in a row. Here's the 1-2. Low and away, 2-2. The break even. 3-2. It's the furthest anybody has gotten into a count with Sanath Chari so far through 5 batters. 3-2 pitch from Chari. Misses up in the zone, ball 4. So that snaps the strikeout streak, and there's a runner aboard here with 2 outs.
Number 53,
Chase Kelly came in relief pitching role in the last inning, now stands in the left-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Shows bunt, called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Describe Kelly as a coach on the field. Trying to figure out Sanath Chari right now. A 1-1 count to Kelly. Corner infielders drawn in. Ryder Oswald over at third. James Ort the third at first base. The Oregon fans, a little bit of energy here. The 2-1. Strike 2. Two-two pitch. Strike 3 called. 5 strikeouts in 6 batters faced for Sanath Chari. And another 0 on the board. We head to the top of the 6th with Washington up by 4.
For Oregon, bottom of the 5th, no runs on no hits, 1 runner left on base. 6 count for Sanath Chari is 32-3-2.
If you love this game, this is one of the great days of the year.
Those kids will never forget that the rest of their lives.
Players take a trip down memory lane just a bit.
For me, I always wanted to come here. I never got to come here. Cool experience.
To be a part of these kids' memories forever is going to be really special for us.
Memories that will last a lifetime. The Angels and the Guardians playing in the Little League World Series Classic, August 22nd. That's going to take some time to say. Remember, Cleveland baseball team, now the Guardians. Al Houghton Stadium here in San Bernardino. Eric Rothman with you. Top of the 6th inning. Washington looking for some insurance runs here. Up by 4. Have some substitutions and defensive changes here for the Oregon team. 2 games in the Northwest Regional to be played today. This one finishing out, and then Idaho and Wyoming starting at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. And so we'll remind you of the mandatory play requirements. If your team has 13 or more players, every player has to bat once. If a team has 12 or fewer players, each player must play 6 consecutive defensive outs and bat once. Lake Oswego, by my count, has 13 players on their roster. So that would qualify them for the at-bat rule. As Coach Kelly trying to figure it out with Brian Riley, the home plate umpire. And a shout out to the umpiring crew. These are all volunteer umpires. They're taking time out of their lives to be a part of this tournament. We can't thank them enough. Brian Riley, home plate umpire today. Dave Miller at first. Aaron Schreier at second base, and Dwayne Cave, the third base umpire. I'm not sure why so much confusion on the defensive changes for Oregon. So maybe some questions from Coach Kelly on the re-entry rule defensively, because there's no defensive requirements because they're over 13 players. Still trying to figure it out. We have Ellis Bain trotting into left field. So Ellis out there in left. Kel Vandehe is in right field. And so the substitution, a starter or sub enter the game, but only in the same position in the batting order, and a substitute cannot be removed until he completes mandatory play. And if a pitcher throws 41 or more pitches in a game, he cannot become the catcher for the remainder of that day. So you can re-enter, but you have to be in the same spot in the batting order. That seems to be the issue right now for the Oregon team. So now we have Beckett Hare going to right field. So Kel Vandehe coming to the dugout. Ethan Euchre will be at third base. Jackson Kaler, the catcher for Oregon, catching Chris Kelly. All right, we got it all figured out. You almost need a coach in the dugout whose entire job is to figure out the lineup. You're trying to manage a game and trying to stay in the moment, and you got to remember all the different moving pieces. Kind of like how in pro football you have the guy who's in charge of managing the clock and making sure the head coach knows how much time's left, how many timeouts they have, challenges. That role here for the coaching staffs in the Little League World Series. It's not easy. 3-0 pitch. Now 3-1. James Ort III leading things off here in the top of the sixth for Washington. Sula Tion behind him and Ryder Oswalt due up. Ball 4. Sula Tion is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. His pitch hit 4 in the 4th inning, now back in there. One of the top-rated downhill skiers in the state of Washington. They call him the human missile. And Chase Kelly trying to find the plate here in the 6th. Wants to be an aerospace engineer. Meeting out on the mound. 28 pitches thrown for Kelly in the relief appearance. This is mound visit number 1. If there were to be a second mound visit, Kelly would have to be removed from the game. 1-0 the count on Tion. The runner at first base is James Ort III. And for a team in Washington who almost didn't make it out of their district tournaments, looking strong here in game 1 of the regionals. Fouled out of play, 1-1. Washington had to win 3 games in a row out of the losers bracket in their district tournament just to make the state championship tournament. Won that, and now here representing all Little Leagues in Washington. Breaking ball, misses off the outside corner, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch, 3-1. Tion, the top-rated downhill skier. I think that's one sport that I would be afraid to try. I do not trust myself enough on a pair of skis to be going that fast. I think I was up in the Sammamish area, I would be enjoying their premier golf destinations instead of the skiing on the mountains, known for Salahi Golf Course. In Sammamish, grounder, chance for 2. Not in time over the first. Good play by Cole Sturgeon at second to get the lead runner for out number 1. So 1 away for Ryder Oswalt. Popped out, or excuse me, struck out. In his last plate appearance. Tion stands in at first base, swing and a miss. Chase Kelly trying to get out of the top of the 6th inning, give the Oregon offense one more chance. And despite the fact they don't have any hits or any runs, 4 runs is certainly not insurmountable in 1 inning. Just have to get hot at the right time. The 1-1. Foul ball. Good change up from Kelly. And ahead in the count 1-2. Kelly to Oswalt. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. The appeal down to first base umpire Dave Miller. And there's 2 away. And we have a pitching change. Second visit to Chase Kelly and a mandatory change on the mound for Oregon. We'll take a break as the new pitcher comes in. Washington on top 4-0.
Forty's the new pitcher.
Now pitching for Oregon, number 40, Beckett Hare. Final pitch count for Chase Kelly is 37. 37 pitches.
So Chase Kelly's day on the mound is done after striking out Ryder Oswalt. He moves to right field, and Beckett Hare now the new pitcher for Oregon. He's on the mound with a runner on first base and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Beckett, who's done a nice job over at third base defensively, will be dealing to Walter Steinbach.
The batter, number 24, Walter Steinbach.
So Steinbach stands in with 2 outs. And his team up 4-0. 3 outs away from advancing to the semifinals. First pitch, swung on and fouled back. Beckett Harris is one of his baseball idols, Madison Bumgarner. We can channel him on the mound today. Kind of has similar hair to Madison Bumgarner. Pass ball, and Tion down to second. Rounding second, thought about going to third, and then retreats. So runner in scoring position now for Steinbach. 1. (3-1) now the count to Walter Steinbach, the second baseman for this Washington team. As Hare has missed on a couple of pitches. Pretty close. Line drive, right field, base hit. Tion rounding third. He will score, no throw, and it's an RBI single for Walter Steinbach, 5-0 Washington. Opposite field, line drive, base hit for Steinbach. Tion on his horse. And the slide for good measure. Yeah, that's right. Rev the engine there, Walter. RBI single. Brings up Jackson Wheeler. Or excuse me, Bryce Eden. In his second at-bat as a pitch hitter. Walked in his plate appearance in the 4th inning. And making sure that the substitution was noted. Bryce Eden for Jackson Wheeler. (1-0) count runner on first is Walter Steinbach. Line drive through the gap. Base hit for Bryce Eden. Back-to-back hits for the Washington offense. And that'll bring up the big hitter, Eli Jones. 2 for 3 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored so far. Swing and a miss from Jones. First pitch he sees from Beckett Hare. Jones, a starting pitcher in the game for Washington. 3 1/3 shutout innings. Swing and a miss, off speed pitch from Beckett, gets Jones to chase. (0-2). Called third strike. Good breaking ball from Beckett Hare to get out of the inning. Last licks for Oregon. Robertson, Euchre, Corey, 3, 4, 5, due up in the bottom of 6.
For Washington, top of the 6th, 1 run on 2 hits. 2 runners left on base. Pitch count for Beckett Hare, 10 pitches. Washington re-entering the game and back to capture, number 11, Jackson Wheeler.
Welcome back to the Little League World Series on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. Bottom of the 6th inning here between Washington and Oregon in beautiful sunny San Bernardino, California. Sanath Chari trying to close out the game as Washington up 5-0 is 3 outs away from a trip to the semifinals. Chari has faced 6 batters. He has struck out 5 of them. 3 more sends Washington to the semis. Oregon hitless, scoreless. Can they change it here? 3 outs to go. Ben Robertson leads things off for Lake Oswego, Oregon. First pitch swinging. Oh, but a great attempt by Eli Jones. Just popped right out of his mitt. Now the ball overthrown, and Robertson is going to advance to second. We'll see if they award Robertson a hit. I would imagine they do. Hard hit ball. I can't see that being an error. Would have been a brilliant play by Jones if he would have been able to hang on. It is a hit for Robertson and the first hit of the game for Oregon. Jones had a beat on it. Instead, it's a single. To lead things off for Ben Robertson, here's Ethan Euchre. The first player to put a ball in play against Sanath Chari. Chari quickly down 2-0, now to Euchre. What kind of rally does Oregon have up their sleeve? Reno. Three-0 count. Chari digs in. Strike one. Euchre 0 for 2 is ground out in the first and a ground out in the fourth. Chari trying to battle back here against Euchre. Full count. Back-to-back strikes. There's Robertson dancing down there at second base. Three-two the count. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6 for Sanath Chari. Battled back from a 3-0 count to get it. A breaking ball, tight breaking ball. And Crew Corey stands in, 1 out. And you know what? They're going to take away the hit from Robertson. And they have just changed it to an error here in the ballpark. So still hitless. Lake Oswego. Not sure why they decided to change it, but they did. And there you see it. No hits, 1 error. Strike call on the outside corner, 2-1 on Crew Corey. That's a tough play to make for Eli Jones to give him an error over there at shortstop. Now the scoreboard doesn't say anything. They might be changing it back again. It was initially ruled a hit, then they changed it to E6. Now the scoreboard shows zeros across, so they're trying to figure it out. 3-1. Excuse me, now it's 3-1. So Chari fallen behind. The past 2 batters was 3-0 to Euchre, came back to strike him out. Now 3-1 to Corey. Make it 3-2. Oregon down to their final 2 outs. Robertson, a runner at second. 3-2. Popped up and out of play as Crew Corey stays alive. And they're going to keep it an error. They have once again flashed the error on the board. And that ball put into play. A little looper over to James Ort III at first base for out number 2. Final out for Oregon. One last stand. Washington, 1 out away from a trip to the semifinals. Jones started it. Chari trying to finish it. It's Luke Smith. Nathan Cook is back in. So Cook re-enters. He struck out in the second inning as the pitch hitter. Idaho, Wyoming is game number 2 today. That's at 4 p.m. Pacific. Cook stands in. Chari deals. 1-0. So the winner of this game moving on to the semifinals. And for the 4th time, they have changed the at-bat for Ben Robertson. This time, they've changed it back to a hit. Boy, I would like to be a fly on the wall in the discussions in the past 7 minutes. Trying to figure out the 12 Angry Men situation downstairs. Some lobbying, some arguing. Ben Robertson gets a hit. 2-2 the count. Oregon down to their final strike. Chari looking to close the door. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 for Sanath Chari ends the game. Washington wins it 5-0. Washington on to the semifinals. They will play Thursday on ESPN as Oregon falls to the loser's side of the bracket. Idaho and Wyoming coming up in game number 2 of our Northwest Regional. That will be at 4 p.m. Pacific, here from Al Houghton Stadium in San Bernardino. We appreciate you joining us as Washington takes down Oregon 5-0. Sanath Chari closes the door with 7 strikeouts in relief. I'm Eric Rothman saying so long. We'll see you for Idaho and Wyoming coming up next.